Hey Bear Warriors, NightBlossom here. My goodness, another year has come and gone. And boy did it fly. I just cannot believe that we're about to enter 2020. And it's funny. It reminds me of something I found on TikTok where they talk about if you were born in the 80s, raised in the 90s, and then you make it to 2020, that means you lived through, I think it was 4 different decades, 2 millennias, and 2 centuries, I think. And I'm not even 40 yet. Something like that. If I got that wrong, I'm sorry. So, with tradition, like my Christmas card writing video at Christmas, I'm going to do a New Year Ramble, where I reflect upon the year that was 2019. Now, there were definitely some downs this year, but there were more ups. So, let's start with some good. In March of this year, I traveled to Chicago, USA. Now, this was my first trip outside of Australia ever. And it was my first solo trip as well. I've never traveled on my own. And I've never been on a really long flight either. And the trip was about 18 hours long in total. But it was all worth it because I got to meet my wonderful partner, Max, as well as my wonderful sister, Sprocket, along with her partner, Myndolin, and along with their wonderful family as well. And honestly, even though I was only there for 2 weeks, it was one of the, what am I saying? It was the best 2 weeks of my life. Because not only was I with people that I loved, but I was somewhere new. I was in a new place. Like I said, I've never traveled outside of Australia before. So honestly, it was a wonderful experience. I cannot wait to go back. It's a beautiful city, and I look forward to many more trips to the US. So of course, Max and Sprocket showed me around their side of the world, and I got to try many different delicacies, saw many sights, and let's just say, I've never experienced weather that cold before. Trust me, it does not get that cold over here in our winter. The hard part about the trip was saying goodbye to, people I care about. But honestly, like I said, it was the best experience I had, and I can't wait to go back. And the long flight, the nerves, everything, it was all worth it in the end. Throughout this year, I was still working at my pharmacy job, which at the beginning it was great, and the staff are very, very lovely. But there were more than a few times where my mental health was affected by work. And without going into too much detail, long story short, yeah, I get it's customer service and everything. And don't get me wrong, I do love helping people, but I can only take so much, as anyone can. And not just in retail or customer service, but any industry. I also tried being polyamorous again. Well, let me put it this way. I honestly don't think I'll try it again. I mean, having my heart broken not once but twice in the span of not even 6 months. Now, I get that polyamory isn't for everyone, but what I don't like is being led on. However, through the second person I had to say goodbye to, I made even more wonderful friends. I even gained a very special little sister, and she knows who she is. She has done so much for me and for Max as well. She continues to do so much. She's my angel, you know? So yes, I met a lot of new friends, and honestly, I got a bit of a social life back, which was good in a way. Then in November of this year, actually, I'm going to backtrack. This year was also the time that I started working on my mental health. And I'm not ashamed to say it, but yes, I have been put on medication. It does not make me any different of a person. As in, I'm not a bad person for it. I'm not one of those stereotypical people. No. I'm trying these and they're helping. It's been nearly 2 months since I've been put on medication. And yes, I've still had my few moments, but honestly, they've been occurring less and less. To the point where I'm going to speak to my doctor again about possibly reducing my dose. Because honestly, I feel great. And like I said, I've had my moments, but everyone has their moments. But this has definitely been working. So, back to November. My wonderful partner Max came to visit me for 2 weeks. He'd never been to Australia before, and I'm pretty sure this was the first long flight he's ever been on. I think. Anyway, he stayed with me at my parents' place, so my parents and my brother got to spend time with him and get to know him a bit better. And he also met my wonderful friends who have basically adopted him into the group. I mean, my own sister calls him her brother, so we're a tight-knit group there. He did get to meet my previous ex at the time. And unfortunately, he was present when the breakup happened. But I won't go into that. But on the 6th of November of 2019, my life changed forever when Max got down on one knee and asked me to marry him. And of course I said yes. Honestly, that moment, it was the happiest I'd felt in such a long time. Especially since my ex-husband. And as I've disclosed with many people on Discord and Twitter, even a little bit through my audios, honestly, I went through a lot, especially mentally, and it's taken me quite a bit to move forward from that, and I like to think I have mostly. I'm still working on a few things, but I'm definitely a lot better than what I was. Which brings me to another piece of happy news. I'm officially divorced from my ex-husband, which means come 2020 I can revert back to my maiden name, and I can finally close that chapter properly. So there was definitely more good this year. But most importantly, the best part of this year was the support and love I received from all of you, even during the times where I haven't been very active, not just on my videos, but in social media and on Discord. For that, I deeply, deeply apologize. My mental health took a bad turn, and work was just making me so exhausted that I was losing motivation. But please know that every single one of you that supported me and showed me love, I always thought of you guys. Honestly, I miss a lot of the hangouts I would have on my Discord. I miss streaming and interacting with you guys that way. But thanks to a new job opportunity on the horizon, that will change in 2020. I have many plans and ideas for the channel itself, but also ideas in ways that I can interact with you guys again, like I used to, because I miss it. And thanks to this job opportunity, not only will it help improve myself as a person, but it will allow me the extra time to dedicate to my channel. To every single one of you, I thank you for all the love and support that you've shown me. And may your 2020 be full of love, laughter, joy, and positivity. And always remember, my bear warriors and bear cubs alike, you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, you are valid, you matter. I love you all so much. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in 2020. Bring on the next decade. Love you guys.